Sean Sharif here from Maverick Windows. It's heating up in Texas. If you're like me, you have a family to take care of and need to be smart when thinking of home improvements and expenses. Windows are a big concern of mine and should be for you as well. That's why I deal with Joe at Maverick Windows for all my window needs. Be energy efficient and replace those old windows and enjoy more money in your pocket. Call Maverick Windows today and receive a $50 gift card or baseball tickets with your free quote and product demonstration. 214-302-8541 or maverickwindows.com.
This month on the 11th, a writer named Sarah shares the story of a false accusation of sexual misconduct. And then her inbox is flooded with hundreds of other people saying they too have been falsely accused. A professor, a federal government whistleblower, a candidate for sheriff. What responsibility does she have to these other stories, these other people? Was it her role to decide who's telling the truth? That's this month on the 11th, a new podcast from Pineapple Street Studios.
This has been our favorite day at the fair, not just because it's the first day of the fair, but Dear Dara, from Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine, puts in hours and hours and hours and samples all the new food and brings us just a slew of new food. It's different this year because of COVID management decision. We're not out there, but that did not stop Dara. Her work is available at Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine. She's a must-follow at Dear Dara. It's been a busy news day, Dara, so we're trying to get everything done and also get to you. Okay, tell us about the journey. Before we get into specifics, give me your overall thoughts on the new food at the fair this year.
Pretty good. There's less of it, but it's all, better than average.
Give me your highlights so far. You take us through. Normally they're right in front of me. I can see it, but you take me through a few of the items that you really enjoyed.
Well, Hot Indian has a whole new booth inside the food building. And they had a couple of things that I thought were really terrific. They have a kind of like an Indian version of a cheese curd. So it's like a battered fresh cheese. The batter has a little curry in it. And deep fried cheese cubes. Serve it with a little mango dipping sauce. Super delicious. Like just a little bit hot spicy, but then kind of a complex spicy and not very fiery overall, just more interestingly seasoned. And fried cheese. Like you walk over to the Mousetrap, get your traditional cheese curds, go to Hot Indian, get your seasoned ones. It's I really just found it delightful.
And both of us have been fans of Hot Indian for a long time, right? It's yes. They provide excellent food.
Yes, and you can get a mango lassi, which is like a kind of like a milkshake, and it felt very fair, appropriate, but also totally brand new and very delicious.
I'm looking at your account at Dear Dara. You did a great job taking pictures. Let me go to a couple that stood out to me too. RC's Barbecue. This is a place I've really liked.
Yeah.
And their pork belly. The picture looks fantastic.
Yes, it's a biscuit sandwich, and I was impressed with how good the biscuit was. Like it's kind of moist, very tender, but still held together really nicely. And then, this kind of rich pork belly. And then RC, I always feel like they just tend a little towards sweetness, but this time really not in a bad way. So they had candied jalapenos on them, but they weren't very sweet candied. Like it was just kind of candied enough to take the edge off the jalapenos, and then some arugula, and it was just a good sandwich.
Okay, tell me about Andy's Grill and what you had here.
Oh yeah, Andy's Grill is another newcomer to the fair, so that's up in the International Bazaar, that section, and so way back on the north end, they have a Midtown Global Market stand. And this year, in Midtown Global Market, a vendor called Andy's Garage, who I'm really not that familiar with, they had a couple of things that were really good. Okay, so there were tamales. They've been making tamales all month. And then they deep fried them, which is interesting. So it gives the outside, crispiness, but the inside is still tender. And they also did, friend of WCCO, Herbivorous Butcher, They took
Yeah.
some, so that's the plant-based butcher. They make things that taste like meat, but they're all made of different kinds of flours and things like that. And so they made a chorizo, herbivorous butcher took the chorizo, they put it inside like a corn dog batter, but more like a lollipop shape, deep fried it. And that's nice. You know, the vegans and vegetarians have been wanting a better corn dog this whole time. And it was nice, you know, very good tasting batter. And then a little spicy fake chorizo in the middle. And, you know, very fair, appropriate. But then the thing that I really love the most at Andy's Garage is that they had something called a horchata milkshake. So it took that Mexican rice milk, this kind of spicy rice milk. I mean, not spicy, like cinnamon spiced rice milk. Turned it into a milkshake, and then stuck a couple of hot churros in it. So those long donuts, stuck a couple of those in. What a delicious, kind of fun thing. So really, that booth had is brand new. Had 3 things. All 3 were pretty great.
Okay, so are they all going to be there for the entire time, or is this a place where they might rotate the food?
This is the one, that one in the International Bazaar, they swap that out halfway through.
Yeah.
So there'll be a different vendor. There was one that I didn't get around to putting pictures up for that I thought was really great. So there's a little section of the fair now where they have 3 new vendors. One is Spinning Wild, the place that does those kind of avant-garde, you know, cotton candy. So they make interesting flavored sugar, so it's a blood orange sugar or it's a dill pickle sugar, like interesting flavored sugars, and then they turn those into cotton candy. Or they also had watermelon juice. So they've been just, you know, taking watermelons, getting rid of the seeds, running the whole thing through. It's sweet, but really fun, like just a big cup of watermelon juice. So the candy over there, and then there was another place so that's one thing that's over there. Then the next thing next to it is the Scenic Cafe has their trailer. So those kind of famous tuna tacos are back there. And those are really delicious. They're, you know, I know people are a bit squeamish about raw fish sometimes, but it's that crispy wonton with some avocado, raw tuna, and then you just kind of pick the whole thing up inside its crispy wonton and eat it. It's very tasty. So that's back there. And then a third thing is back there is a hummus truck called Baba's. This comes out of, if you know that place down in Burnsville, what is it called? It's called why am I drawing a blank all of a sudden? It's been there just forever and ever. It's we'll have to skip that right now.
I wish I could help you. I'm not thinking of it right now myself. My fault too.
I have it in my notes that I'm just completely drawing a blank.
No problem.
It's been a long day. I had to get there at 6:30, and so I've been sort of running around. But I am back now. And so this Baba's place is another trailer, very cute, and it has 6 different hummus bowls. You know, so one of them is kind of spicy. One of them has different. Mediterranean Cruise Cafe. That's the place. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's like a 400.
I have not.
You know, kind of belly dancing place with Palestinian roots down in Burnsville. Just classic place. Anyway, the grandson of that organization has a truck now called Baba's, and these little hummus bowls. I'm going to put a picture up in a little bit here. They're just so good. You know, so it's just this very, very creamy, like, very good hummus, and then different things on it. So falafel and pickled cabbages and just little things kind of decorated all over the hummus. And so that I thought was also like very tasty. It feels like the state fair has been trying to get more, you know, vegetarian options, more gluten-free options, those kind of things. And they really found some good ones this year.
Well, you have a gluten-free one also, because I'm looking at these. Your pictures are phenomenal. Again, at Dear Dara on Twitter, at Dear Dara, from, is it Auntie M's?
Yeah,
in
so
this
gluten-free
funnel cake.
Yeah, so they have just a very, very light, extremely light gluten-free batter, and they kind of squirt it all around, classic funnel cake style, and it's just fun. You know, it has that just fresh, fried, you know, just kind of zingy taste, and powdered sugar or cinnamon sugar, you pick. And then I was really impressed with their cheese curds because they were gluten-free and had that just great lightness to them. So I think I wasn't expecting a heck of a lot going up to that booth, but I was very impressed. They also had a corn dog, which I did not try because it was starting to get kind of full at that point.
Yeah,
but if I had in that, I didn't have a lot of faith in them. But after I tried the other things, I really wish I had tried the corn dog because this is a very good, very good. I was impressed with it. So, yeah, Auntie M's gluten-free. Would you like to know my stinker of the fair?
Yes, I was going to say, because we got about 2 more minutes. Give me 1 or 2 just disasters. We need to stay away.
Well, I really, this new donut place, I just cannot. Fluffies, I don't know. These donuts were not fluffy. These donuts were stale. I'm deeply disappointed in Fluffy's Donuts, and I don't know that I actually encountered another disaster. There was a place that I went up to. It was called 16 Flavors or something, and they were supposed to have a banana split on a stick, and they just didn't. They were like, nope, we're not going to have that. So it's like, oh, well, that's 15 minutes of my life on this line. What? So I guess that you can count that as a disaster.
How did it feel walking around and doing everything you need to do with COVID taking place?
Okay, Chad, I've been going there since 1997. This felt radically different. When I got there early, it was like a ghost town. It felt like a preview day. There were very few people there. Everyone was wearing a mask, very different vibe than usual. Solidly, just a third of the normal amount of people. By the time 1 o'clock rolled in, everybody had showed up and a lot fewer masks. It felt more like normal times. There's a lot of vendors who are just kind of missing. You go into an area and you're like, there's not a lot over here. So it's definitely, it definitely felt weird. I would say anybody who's in a place who kind of feels like mask, vax, keep calm and carry on, you can absolutely do that. And people that want to stay away, you can absolutely do that.
Let's hope next year we're in person and we're back to conventional times, because it's truly my favorite day of the year at the fair when you're out there with all this food. Thank you, Dara. And Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine, I know you have a story up and just great photos at Dear Dara and comments on Twitter. Thank you, Dara.
Thank you.
Dara, with us. I want to transition here and talk about air conditioning and your furnace. Now, it's going to get a little cooler, right? Our highs are only going to be in the 70s today, and we're dealing with the significant weather that's taking place. So, no, you're not going to turn the furnace on tonight when it's, let's say, 61 or 59. However, we're not that far away from when you will turn that furnace on. It's about 2 months you're going to be turning the furnace on. I've got the company for you for an air conditioner and a furnace. It's my friends, K&S Heating and Air, established in 1989 in the Rochester area. Soon after that, moved up to the metro area. Tens of thousands of customers and a huge outpouring of WCCO radio customers. Have them out right now. Just make it as simple as possible. Have them out for a free home estimate. I can tell you about the amazing deal on a Lennox high-efficiency air conditioner, but I just want you to reach out to them online, ksheating.com. Have them come out. Have them look at that AC. Have them look at the furnace. Maybe all you need is a spring and fall tune-up, which they'll do for $189 a year, or maybe more of a major change. I trust them every day at my house. You should too. ksheating.com.
It's heating up in Texas. Be energy efficient. Replace those old windows and enjoy more money in your pocket, and also enjoy a free $50 gift card with window replacement quote. Call Maverick Windows today. That's Maverick Windows.
Maverick Windows. Go new with orange and blue. Maverick Windows. Maverick Windows. Maverick Windows. Maverick Windows. Maverick Windows.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to CuriosityStream.com to learn more and sign up today.
Coming September 1st, Rewind 9/11.
Today, we've had a national tragedy.
An incredible plane crash into the World Trade Center.
A look back at the tragedy of that day.
Another explosion has taken place at the Pentagon.
It became very apparent that what was happening was terrorism.
Fox News presents Rewind 9/11.
The people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Listen on Odyssey,